Hey guys, welcome back to Easy Life. Today we continue Shanghai Masters final against Mark Williams. We lead by 7 frames to 5 after first 12 frames. So let's get into this nice and quick. Camera's just dropped down to 3 cells. So I wouldn't like to waste too much time hanging around. Probably haven't given it an optimum amount of time to charge. Maybe if we can get through 3 frames, I'll call it a day there. But if I'm 10-5 up after those 3 frames, I'd feel obliged almost to play another one just to see if I can close the episode out. So yeah, this might be the last episode, but although after the last one, which I've only just filmed about half an hour ago, that would suggest otherwise. It wasn't the cleanest performance. I did win 1 frame, but I did need several chances to do it. You know, it could easily have worked out like the first frame, and that wasn't a bad shot at all. You know, the last frame kind of had one decent chance and we just messed it up. Other than that whole frame we got screwed over, you know, by Mark. He kind of just was the luckier player. You know, he kind of had a good break off and kind of earned his old frame out of it without us even having a shot, and we kind of had to wait for him to make a mistake that didn't happen, and a mistake that has happened right here, right now, could be staring down the barrel at 7-6. And I'm talking waffle. Waffle words it is. So, chance for Williams, who's on a bit of a roll. Certainly rolling down a hill. He's landed on the black. He's brought some reds out. Tied some reds up. 1, 2, maybe 3. 1 or 2. So it's only 2 loose reds. It's only 1 loose red, if nothing else. Now, is he going to take this black? Is he going to take this black? He is, and he's landed on nothing. Oh yeah, of course, there was that red at the bottom of the pack. I didn't quite realise. Oh, that was the other red that I was talking about when I said there was 2 loose reds. I don't know if he's on anything here though. No, he wasn't. So that's only cost us 22 points. That's probably a result that I'd settle for. After having not had a wicked start to this frame. Wicked. Sound like a little kid who's got a cool toy. Oh, wicked, innit?
You'll be thrilled with that.
Yeah, it does sound like a little kid who's got a cool toy. He's got some sort of, I don't know, remote control car. Oh, it's wicked, innit? Oh, what a shot that is. Just like a remote controlled car. Wicked, innit? Sound like a little kid. I don't know. No, probably sound like a kid off one of these cartoon shows that I'm thinking of. I probably just got a cartoon show in my mind. I certainly didn't speak like that when I was a kid. Well, that certainly wasn't the sort of words I used. Wicked, innit? I don't know what you'd term those words. Slang? Yeah, slang, innit? Slang, innit? I love the irony. Slang and then using a slang word to back it up. Innit? Yeah. Innit? I think if I can't think of a name for this episode, Innit will be what it will be called. Just Innit. I think I'll just call this episode Innit. Don't know if any of you guys have watched Goodness Gracious Me. It's an Indian sketch show back from the 90s. It's 90s, early 2000s. It's absolutely hilarious. One of the sketches, these reoccurring sketches, these 2 guys, these two kind of dudes, you know, they're dressed up like proper chill clothes. I don't know if that's probably the best way to put it. Just like chill, casual clothing. Like, and they just talk they just use slang words so much. They're just like, yeah man, oh got this in it. It's so cool, man. Yeah man, oh. You should watch it, man. It's funny. It's a funny show. And that's not the only repeating sketch. There's another one that I really like. This man, he claims that everything is from India. He claims that everything is Indian. Like he tries to claim that every word in the English language is stolen from India. Is stolen from Indian words or something. It is so funny. I thought we were in front in this round. I thought we were on a huge break for some reason. Okay, we're on 18. Make that 19. These balls are kind of at our mercy though. So we can kind of rattle up the points pretty quickly, rack them up rather. Rattle them up. You say rattle off frames and rack up points. Get your words beginning with R right. But yeah, I'm talking more about goodness gracious me. He tries to claim a lot of things are Indian. He tries to claim that Christianity is Indian. He tries to claim that the royal family is Indian. What else does he try and claim? They're all just silly little claims. I'd say some of the things he says are probably a little bit stereotypical, perhaps. But this was made in the 80s. This was made in the 90s, 2000. I don't know. Maybe that was acceptable back then. Some of the things he says, he probably gets away with it back then, making stereotypical claims. But you know, some of the things kind of just are very stereotypical and pretty offensive to say to people. Well, I don't know about offensive. Probably you might take offence from it. I don't know if I personally would take offence, but some people perhaps would.
What do you want?
You know, so you know, you don't want to offend people. It's rude. It's rude to upset people just like that for no reason. It's because of their culture, but he's saying it himself as an Indian, I suppose, about his own culture. About what I think the way he's saying it is, as an Indian himself, he's saying it as how he perceives his own culture. So I don't know if it's, but that was the show back then. You know, it might have been acceptable to say that back then. It was a bit casual and stereotypical, probably. You know.
What quality striking required here? What a pop that is! Goodness me, that's a real...
That was a good shot there. But yeah, it's a pretty funny show overall. Despite that, you just got to kind of realise that this was made a few decades back. That sort of stuff was acceptable, so you kind of just got to realise that it's far less common nowadays, I suppose. I'm sure it still does go on, but you wouldn't see it in... You're very unlikely to see it in TV shows. Well, certainly not shows before 9 PM. Not, you know, probably a bit more. You can kind of swear and all that after 9 PM. You know, but enough said on the swearing. As far as swearing's concerned, enough said. Oof. Well, an 8-5 lead is quite a handsome one. It's not going to be a century break, despite the number of balls potted. 11 reds, you know, it's enough for 115 break, but no century break for us. Too busy talking about goodness gracious me. I mean, like the sketch I was talking about, the guys who just say INNIT man and all that, and slang guys, I wouldn't say that's too stereotypical. I'd say the Indian guy, I just call him the Indian guy because he claims that everything's from India. It's just silly. It's just funny to see what people... It's just funny to see how some people view the world and viewed the world back then, you know. When I first watched it, I thought, man, this is outrageous. How's he saying all this and getting away with it? And how's he saying this? Like, surely this is like offensive, but then you kind of just got to realise it was the 80s. It was probably funny back then, and it wasn't the 80s. It was the 90s. And then you realise, you know, it is just supposed to be light-hearted. It was kind of made kind of like, you know, I don't know why it was made. Don't know if could give an actual decent explanation. One that my dad explained, but so I won't even bother. My dad did explain it, why they made it or something, but I don't know. This is my dad who first showed me it last year, and I thought, man, this is a good show. These are some funny sketches, because they put a programme on BBC One. It was actually called like 20 Years In It, because of that sketch like I was talking about earlier. It's called Goodness Gracious Me, 20 Years In It, or something like that. And my dad showed us it, and when we were in, we really thought it was funny, so. Because you've got to remember, not all of these sketches are offensive. Some are just silly.
Brilliant shot. Excellent positional play there. It's perfect. Four.
This is a tough shot. Oh, what a silly shot! Why didn't you just go for the easy blue? That's completely not. That was just like bad shot selection, straight up. What was I thinking? I don't know. I think 8-5 just looks like a pretty lead again. I suddenly feel a lot more safe than I did, you know, at 7-5. Hurry it up, it's an easy enough decision, isn't it? And he's just going to drop this black, hope. Oh, I thought he'd play for the black, he instead decides to go all out and go for the blue. He lands on a red nonetheless, and he's on the black from there, although after his last choice of shot, he could well go all around the angles, around the houses if you like, for the blue. He hasn't this time. He's played what I'd have to say it wasn't his finest shot. But nonetheless, it has gone in, but his next shot you'd fancy would be the penultimate or the last. Well, this red into the yellow pocket, you'd think. You know, I think he can get this to this red. He's just thinking. He's taking his time over this. Is he going to go for it? I'm sure he will. Otherwise, I don't really see another reason why he would have played the cue ball down there. Hurry it up. Willow, as they call him. And he's going for it, and he's got it, and he's left himself an angle to go into them. Not a very big angle, mind you. It's enough of an angle to release one red, but that red is not one that he's landed on. He might be on the one at the bottom of the pack, and he was. And he's left himself a real angle this time. So somehow he's he's kind of been clinging on for dear life, and he's managed to open this into a really good chance. So long as he's on a red, I'm not 100% sure that he is. I think he is. Yeah, I thought that red passed, but that's not his finest shot. He's got a missable blue into his corner pocket, and he misses it. So just as he's opened up the whole table, we get the golden chance that we've been after. You know, our mistake has kind of been let off, if you like. I'm just going to drop this red in and play for the pink into the left centre pocket. I think that's fine. Would like a bounce. That's nigh on perfect. That is nigh on perfect. Nicely done. Screw this back into the bolt courier. Okay, fine. I'm on the yellow. Probably could have had something a bit easier to go at. Well, it's not a tough pot. It's an easy pot, but positional side is the part that worries me. Let's just see where I can go. It looks okay unless the cue ball goes in. It's okay. The cue ball's fine. But I'm on a red. Oh, I'm on a red, yeah. I thought I heard some muttering from Neil Founds as if he wasn't particularly impressed, or Dave Hendon or something, but maybe I didn't. I probably didn't. It was probably just the anticipation of waiting to hear something, making me feel like I've heard something. Right, now I could take this long green into the this long blue into this tough long green into the green pocket, and you know, hope for the best. Could take a much more reserved shot on the yellow, but I think that I'm just going to go for this green. Here goes nothing. Oof, it wasn't even the green. That is superb. To pot such a blue, you know, it wobbles in the jaws, it goes in, then on top of it, just about land on a red. It's a just about shot, and it just about works out. It's a pretty good result. Thumbs up, I'm happy with it. I'm still trailing by a certain number of points yet, 13 points, 12 points. This would reduce that to 9. The number of frames we're looking to reach after this frame. This cue ball could do with travelling a little bit more. This could do with travelling a little bit more. That's not bad at all. If that had travelled a little bit more, I would have been rejoicing. I would have been very happy person. I would have been a very happy person right there. Still not too disappointed. Outcome of that. I'll be disappointed with the outcome of this if it doesn't drop. I'd accepted the fact that I'd missed. I had accepted the fact that I'd missed. In goes the pot. Got the cannon. And it ain't the best cannon in the world. Could just go for this full-blooded, like a lion. Like a lion heart, you know. And I think that has been something that's helped me through this tournament, helped me through the rounds, is just really being very brave in my shot selection at times. Like really just accepting the consequence. And I think that's helped me through this tournament a lot.
He's missed it.
No, it never really looked easy. It looks like we left an easy enough pot for Willow.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
The man who's still free in front. And he takes the tougher red to rub it in our face. And it's going to be 6-8 with all intent and purpose here. So you know, we've struggled we've struggled today. You know, this afternoon session and this one.
8.
And does the yellow pass the black there? Well, I don't know. He's playing it into the opposite corner pocket, the green pocket, as it were, as it's informally known as. And he's left himself as easy as a brown as he could have hoped for. And I'll say, I've had enough. And I'll let him have the frame. It's 6-8. So, my last break off of the episode. It's decent. Hopefully we can take these next 2 frames. Hopefully we do get through both of them. Well, there's an unexpected surprise. A force a retake. Yeah, he's missed again. Well, if he misses again, I'll take the frame.
Well, he's asked his opponent to play again. I have to warn you, if you fail to...
Lucky get though. He's hit it. He's hoping for an easy frame there. That would have come as a nice sorry present for nabbing so many frames lately. But there it is. I think we've left a red here. Yeah. We had done. He hasn't played a good shot, but we're going to be in behind the green, you'd think. Okay, we're not in behind the green, which you'd have to say is a bonus. So I did kind of expect it. Evident because I said it, really. I'm just going for... I think I missed that. I think I did miss that on the way. We'd like not to leave a free ball, and I think we've done just that. What an idiot. No, we've been given another chance. Maybe I should actually play it to the power bar. Decent enough hit this time though. And the cue ball looks like it's drifting somewhere behind the yellow. Oh, what a shot that is. No, we haven't got the snooker, but that in itself was a decent shot. Solid and worthy of applause. If I overhit this, under hit it, sorry. Yeah, what an underhit, what a misjudgment.
Giving away penalty points with that foul.
Both giving away 8 points in fouls in this frame. So, you know, Williams is the one who probably deserves to have the 1 point lead, and that's all he deserves to have. So I'd say the score's very fair. That red looked like it was drifting towards the corner pocket, I'll tell you that. I think we've done a decent job to not leave a red on. I think we've done an even better job to get the snooker. What a shot that was. That was what you call a favourable kiss, and that's what you call the rub of the green, quite literally, because, you know, it was a kiss on the green after all. On the green, you know, the rub of the green. A bounce was very nice there. All of a sudden, room with a chance. I was just thinking to myself, it's hard to get chances sometimes. I can pop balls, as I've demonstrated, but sometimes I'm just struggling to get the chances. And I'm doing just that, you know. We could take these last 2 frames and get out of this 10-6. Be very happy to finish today where we started it, at the 6-2 lead. Of course, because, you know, this is the second episode of the day, it's also the second episode I'm filming today, so it probably helps that we're both on the same page. And I'm not pretending that today was I'm not pretending that what was earlier today was yesterday, as I sometimes do. Just for your sake. I'm sure I'm not the only YouTuber guilty of doing so. I see a funny thing. I've got applause, I've got approval from Neil Founds. Approval from Neil Founds of being a great split. The proof is in the pudding though, but I was going to say, I'm on nothing, but this red does go, so I am on something, obviously. I'm clearly on something. Otherwise, I was going to probably go for something very silly that I would have regretted. I'd say I'm nicely enough on this blue, or yellow if I don't fancy the blue. But I'm sure this blue's straight enough. Yeah, this blue's nice enough. This blue's easy. Easy peasy. Lemon. Squeezy. Easy peasy, lemons so squeezy. Feel like we've kind of just been hounded back in this match from 6-2. But we're maintaining a 2-frame buffer, which is the important thing. As long as we can hold on to that 2-frame buffer, we'll win this match, you know. In the previous episode I said that 11-6 would be a nice win. So I've still got that on my mind, trying to win this match 11-6. Kyron Wilson had an 11-6 lead against Sean Murphy, the Crucible. At that point I thought he's doing really well, he's got a very big lead, you know. The night before actually I was having nightmares of Murphy recovering the 10-6 deficit. And once Kyron Wilson took that first frame to make it 11-6, I kind of put those nightmares to the back of my mind. The irony is, it was at 11-6 that the fight back started. You could say it was at 10-4, but for that day, I'd say 11-6 was really where Murphy turned it on. And Kyron Wilson was Kyron Wilson was kinda out of it. Now put an apostrophe everywhere you can there. Try and punctuate that sentence. Man, this episode's been all about English and slang. The English language and slang. For a moment in the back of my mind I was thinking I might have missed this, but I got a healthy 38-point lead here. Doing rather well, as Jeremy Clarkson would say on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the phone a friend. So we got whoever here and he's doing rather well. But you know, but yeah, we are doing rather well. We're 39 in front, make that 45. And there hasn't yet been a century in this match, and if we were to win this frame, we'd only be 2 frames away, and what a time it would be to make one, you know? it'd take a lot from Mark to win this match if we won this frame, because it'd effectively need to win 5-1. I don't think we're playing that badly that we're going to lose 5 out of 6 frames. So, you know, if we could, we'd be breaking the back of the match, we'd be breaking tomorrow. We'd basically be putting anything from tomorrow to the back of. Pretty much going to keep. Basically, if we won these next 2 frames, the chances of us winning tomorrow is next to dead certain. So this frame has got such significance riding on it that is unreal. This is a tough shot now. Gonna go for this with power. It's there. Good pot, I'm on a red. So, we've got the frame at our mercy, 9-6 lead, could be ours, and should be ours now. We've got 50-point lead. This will put us on 60 points, give us a 51-point lead. So yeah. A few more pots away from securing the frame. That extends our lead to 57. 57. So red and any colour will seal the deal. And we're on the black. I was going to say, oh dearie me, we're not on the pink, but black's simple enough. In it goes. And barring snookers, we've taken a whopping lead, 9 frames to 6. So now I think we've kind of recovered from that shabby start this afternoon, and that would seal the deal. And it looks for all money we'll be taking a 9-6 lead. And we're looking very good to get into the Champion of Champions and to claim only our 2nd title of the career mode. Obviously, it will be our first non-ranking one as well, because the first one was a ranking event. It was the this is the Shanghai Masters. But obviously we've got a couple of frames, so let's not jump the gun. Our first one was obviously that epic win at the European Masters last year. We were probably not given this much grief in the final. We were kind of eased to a 9-3 victory over Judd Trump, but I feel like we have been made to work for this lead today. I think we haven't been handed it, but the nod of the head's coming, and yeah, we have built a whopping 9-6 lead. So this is a huge frame. The difference between 9-7 and 10-6 is immense. Like, anyone who's been 10-6 down or 10-6 up, especially in I'm talking predominantly in a best of 25, even in a best of 21, you know, would tell you how big a lead that is. You know, a 10-6 lead's huge in a best of 21. Choosing a huge best of 25, it's absolutely ginormous in a best of 21. So, you know, a 10-6 lead in a best of 25 would be like having an 8-4 lead in a best of 21, wouldn't it? We haven't had the joy of having an 8-4 lead. We're held up at 7-5. A good shot. So yeah, yet to make a century in this match. Either player. I'm pretty sure Williams hasn't made one. I know I haven't made one. I'm pretty sure I haven't made one. You know, a drop in standard, you could say, since that epic performance against David Gilbert in the first round, where we made 4 centuries en route to a 6-5 victory. You know, 4 centuries in winning 6 frames. That's epic. What's even more surprising is that we only won the match in a decider. It's probably due to a composure. It's probably due to a composure problem that we let it get to that point. I'd say composure, and that composure problem is probably due to not having beaten a top 16 player on a Pro Plus aiming game and difficulty of hard before. And I think that kind of broke the ice. And after the Judd Trump match, beating a player who I knew was genuinely good because I'd lost to him on the game. And he's world number 1, so he's obviously not going to play back. They're obviously not going to make world number 1 or even a player who was ranked extremely high. You know, he's number 1 on this career mode, and when the career mode started, like basically when the game was made, Judd Trump was still ranked very high then, so they're hardly going to make him play rubbish, are they? If he's that good in real life. I'm sure the same's true on FIFA. I'm sure different teams have different abilities, you know. On FIFA 18, like I'm sure the France team is going to play much. I'm sure the France team is going to be much harder to defeat than the Panama team, for example. You know, or let's say Croatia's probably going to be a lot harder to beat than Panama. You know, Croatia, who beat England at the World Cup 2-1 in the semis, and Panama, who England crushed 6-1 in that group stage epic. And England, you know, brilliant performance by the way, 2018 World Cup. And more recently, a brilliant performance at Euro 2020, you know. Today marks 1 month since England's upsetting defeat to Italy. Today's the 11th of August, the day I'm filming this. And just a very interesting Championship League group whilst to talk about it. It's looking like David Lilley might progress to finals day, you know. That group's got players who haven't been in many finals, if any. You know, Mark Davis has been to one ranking final, the English Open. That was only a few years ago. So he was well into his 40s in age then. You know, who else is in that group? Noppon Sangam, who I'm pretty sure has never been to a final. Bailang Ning, who's definitely never been to a final. And Bailang Ning, I feel really, really sorry for him. Is it Bailang Ning? I should be feeling sorry for you. I think it's Bailang Ning, you know. They were saying it on Judgment Day. His family basically stopped him from competing that season because of COVID. I feel really sorry for him. You know, he's basically lost his first of 2 years because of COVID. That is so unfortunate then. And then, having been frozen out for the whole season, he turns up at the World Championship qualifiers and makes Judgment Day, where he takes a 5-2 lead over Martin Gold, and then is denied a place at the Crucible. Like, that would have been absolutely phenomenal if the man had made the Crucible. Or did they honour him? No. That was the second season. He had to come through Q School, didn't he? He came through Q School. He did. I think he came through Q School. But go on, he's a, you know, playing like that. He's come into this tournament and made the second round. He's a really good player. To play like that when you've been frozen out is just phenomenal. That's what amazes me about him, you know. So I'd say he's another future world champion, future world number 1. You know. I was talking on prediction video for the series. I reckon Pang Jung Siu I think I mentioned it, Pang Jung Siu's a future World Championship winner, I reckon. I certainly do believe that, you know, he's climbed to 66th in 1 year, 1 season. I mean, that's impressive, come on. You know, he ain't going nowhere, he ain't getting relegated. If there's anyone who's impressed me in their first season, on their first year tour card though, last season, wasn't their rookie season, it wasn't their first season ever on tour, it was someone making their return to the tour, and somebody who'd been thrown off the tour due to being banned. A very good player before the ban, Jamie Jones. And Jamie Jones, you know, he's another player who did play well, you know, he qualified for the Crucible, hammered Stephen Maguire. Then there was the Bingham match, then he just lost in the first round here at the Championship League, but who knows? I reckon he's it's unfortunate for him, you know. Because I think with the betting thing, or with the ban, I heard that it wasn't actually him doing anything dodgy, like he wasn't actually betting himself or whatever. It was he knew about it though, and he didn't say anything, and that's why he got chucked off for a bit. That's why he got thrown off the tour for a little bit. Like it's not like John Higgins who actually match fixed, or so the tale goes. I don't know if I call it a tale, but so they say John Higgins was a match fixer. Couldn't imagine it myself, you know. John Higgins just seems like such an honest guy. But that's the thing, you don't know a person. That's what the amazing thing is about John. You know, he match fixed. Like, you wouldn't think that somebody who'd won the World Championship, who was probably 3 times at that point, you wouldn't think that they'd need to match fix. You'd think that they're good enough to make money out of the game because they're good, they can pop balls, they're a good player, and people kind of like them, you know, they're fan favourites. That's a John Higgins is a fan favourite. Okay, this is right here, staring down at frame ball, and wow, we're going to survive this session. Survive today with a 10-6 lead. Wow, who would have thought it, eh? Or are we? Dun dun dun! Watch the next part to find out. because Willow, as they call him, just needs a single snooker. So, you know, I won't count ourselves home and dry just yet. Where's that cue ball? That's fine for now. Now what's he going to do? There's still a little bit of nerve on me. Still a little pressure on my shoulders. Well, if he doesn't go for a colour here, it'll help us. Oh, and he hasn't done. Oh, that's a big help. My wish has been granted, effectively, and this red goes in, and we're laughing. 10-6, guys. Let's go. Come on, as Captain Goodspeed would say. Come on, you can really hear that. You can really hear him deep down. He's really celebrating when he says that. He's probably fist bumping to himself like Sean Murphy fist bump, or the Ali Carter fist bump. You know, the Ali Carter when Ali Carter. I'll never forget Ali Carter when he beat Ronnie. I'll never forget Ali Carter when he beat Ronnie O'Sullivan. He was like so he was kind of like so I'm the man kind of attitude like he was on. It was almost like I'm surprised he didn't hit his chest like Donkey Kong or something or whatever, King Kong. Like I'm the man. I'm the one to beat. Come on. Come on. I'm ready for you. You gonna come at me? Huh? Well, I got everything. I got all the tricks up my sleeve. You know, he was kind of like really overconfident after a beat of Sullivan. He was really fist bumping. Like he was just like he took a few steps and he was fist bumping. Like almost like he couldn't control the fact that he was fist bumping. His excitement just took over. I kind of just felt for Ronnie that day because Ronnie was 5-3 down after the first session. He did so good to salvage the second session to 9-7, and then the third session was just he let his chances go begging. You know, that match will always be remembered for the shoulder barge. The shoulder barge. The shoulder barge of the century. Ronnie O'Sullivan's shoulder barge is Ali Carter. I'll be surprised if it didn't make BBC News. It was just so pathetic. I mean, it was pathetic. It wasn't pathetic because of O'Sullivan. Because Carter barged him, I think. It might have been pathetic because of Carter. What was pathetic was the fact that they made a big hoo-ha about it and made a big deal of it when really it was just a single shoulder barge. And two people just getting a bit angry. Then you could say O'Sullivan was a bit silly afterwards, but come on. The guy was being an idiot. The guy was being stupid, Ali Carter. Like, what was O'Sullivan supposed to do? Just take it on the chin and say, "Oh, sorry, Ali," or "Oh, sorry, mate." Considering the fact that Carter had been saying all that rubbish about him before the match, oh yes, I will not be bullied by O'Sullivan. I'm pretty sure that O'Sullivan ain't going to be best pleased with him and he's going to want to call him Mr. Angry or whatever he did. But anyway, after a joyous end to the episode, we do take a 10-6 lead. And that is the frame safely in the bag. We need one more frame and we will be the Shanghai Masters champions. Woohoo! And we will also be in the Champion of Champions. We lead by 10 frames to 6. Going to tomorrow afternoon. That's where we're going to leave it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content if you haven't already. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.